right, guys. I want to talk to you about my favorite gig I've ever played in my whole life. First, I just want to quickly mention I've been uploading a little bit more to YouTube lately because I just like talking. I have a lot of ideas, I have a lot of things to say, and I feel like maybe the experiences that I've been through as a musician could be helpful to people that are, maybe younger or coming up, or just anybody that kind of wants to hear an interesting story about how certain gigs are booked. Just a quick little background. So I used to play in a band called Animal Confession, which was active from about 2012 to about 2019, which is actually kind of incredible when you think about it. 8 years is a long time, and we did some pretty cool stuff. So all our stuff's on Spotify if you want to go have a listen. It's a lot more heavy than my current project, which is Desert Strangers. It more kind of highlights my influences like Deftones and Tool and that sort of thing. Give it a listen if you want, Animal Confession. So this gig we played at Bluesfest, it took 6 years to actually build up enough kind of buzz and goodwill and that sort of thing to actually get invited to play. So I started applying for Bluesfest pretty much as right when we started, and I applied every year, I think from 2012 to 2018, which is the year we played. It was pretty discouraging, I'm not gonna lie. Applying to one festival 6 times. I mean, as you probably know, if you're a local musician, Ottawa Bluesfest welcomes local talent, and they're really, really good with that. And I've seen a lot of really great local bands play. Friends of mine, bands I don't know as well, play Bluesfest sometimes multiple times, multiple years, consecutive years in a row, which is awesome. And so, the tough thing is when you don't, when you aren't successful in getting booked, you're not told why. You're not told why. You're just pretty much sent a polite no letter. I encourage you, and they're very positive. They encourage you to keep applying, and I was like, yeah, damn straight, I'm going to keep applying. And I remember I was at my day job one day, and I remember, the 6th year that I tried, I was like, all right, it doesn't cost me anything to apply. It doesn't take anything away from me. It's pretty easy. It's pretty quick. Why not just do it again? And I'll never forget, I was sitting at my desk at my day job at the time, and it was sometime in the afternoon. This would have been, I think, around March of 2018, something like that, March or April. And Bluesfest, of course, is in July, so plenty of lead time. And I saw the email from them, and I'm like, oh, another rejection. I was like, oh well. And I was just catastrophizing in my head. I was like, oh well. It wasn't going to happen anyway. And then I just kind of that first sentence that's in the subject line of an email that the person wrote, you can kind of start seeing what they put. And I was like, huh? And I opened the email, and I think my jaw kind of dropped because we'd been told that we got in. And I was staring at that email for so long, just going like, is this real? Is this, my brain was just kind of absorbing the weight of that, because I think it is a big deal for a local act to be playing a prominent North American festival that is as big as Ottawa Bluesfest is. And we had been, putting reps in for years at that point. So it felt really, really just so so satisfying, of course, to read that email that we got in. And it wasn't, it just seemed like, oh, that wasn't so hard, And the reason I say that is because it's honestly just persistence, just persist. And I asked her, I can't remember who I was talking to right now, because this was like 6 or 7 years ago. The person that was my contact, I was like, can I just ask you, like, why did you say yes this time and no 5 previous times? And from what I recall, one of the reasons was just timing, timing. A lot of it, I mean, most of it has to do with the style of music that you're playing and who else is booked for that gig that you can kind of reliably sort of mix in with. And that was really it. And I'm like, cool. In my head, I'm like, all right, Barney Dancing Theater, you know, smaller stage, whatever, one of the tents. As I'm reading it, they're like, you're going to be playing on the main stage. And I'm like, what? In my head, I'm like, what are you talking about, main stage? I was really just blown away by that. As a first-time Bluesfest player, to be playing the main stage, I couldn't believe that. Yeah, it was pretty incredible feeling. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I'll say this. I purchased a custom shirt made by this guy, Bob. He used to run a shop here in Ottawa called Fab Gear 64. I don't know what happened to him, but he was always kind of behind the scenes at Bluesfest for many years. And I had a custom shirt. I should have brought it downstairs. It's in storage right now. But anyways, it has all like the main acts on there. And one of my favorite bands, and is on there. 2018, the Foo Fighters play. And I'm like, man, my band is on the same poster as the Foo Fighters. It just like was a mind-boggling kind of thing to happen, So, main stage, and then we get the news of who's playing the main stage. And it was 3 bands I love, first of all. And forgive me, I can't remember the 4th band because they went on before us, and we were just kind of busy and just prepping for the gig. But when we went on, it was pretty early in the afternoon, maybe like 3 o'clock or something like that, 4 o'clock. The bands that were on after us were Dear Rouge, who are a fantastic band from Alberta. Super nice people, really just great people. Rise Against, like, what? And 3 Days Grace were the headliners. And I'm like, holy shit, this is a big deal for us at the time. We really put a lot into rehearsing and making sure the show was really good. We had an hour-long set, and we wanted to make sure that we just stuck to 1 hour no matter what, trim all the fat. We rehearsed endlessly for that gig. And we did. We played 1 hour, we played all original material except for one. Actually, we ended with a cover. We ended with a cover called, it was by Royal Blood. It's their most popular song. The name is escaping me right now. Anyway, play the gig, get all the treatment. I have to say too, the people at Bluesfest, they take incredible care of all the artists. Doesn't matter what level you're at or your experience or who you are. I really felt like we just got treated as if we were the Foo Fighters or whoever, It's a meticulously put together, amazingly put together festival. And we couldn't have been more thankful about that. So yeah, I guess that's just kind of like a bit of a background story about how that gig came to happen. And I really want to stress, if you are applying to Bluesfest or Folkfest or whatever, which I think they're actually both in the same application now, Folkfest and Bluesfest, keep doing it, man. Persistence is really just the key. That was the key for us. And it's funny because the 6th time that I applied, that we got it, I had no expectations. I had literally no expectations. I got rejected 5 years in a row. Why would I get accepted the next year? There you go. You just never know. Yeah, and it was, the performance I thought was really good. The crowd was excellent. We were pretty early in the day, so it wasn't a full house, but we had at least a few hundred people there, at least. from what I recall. I'm just thinking back, 7 years ago is a long time, so it's all a little bit foggy in my head. But and after the show, they brought us, and they do this for everybody. They brought us to the signing tent and just signed merch, CDs, whatever for people. That was super, super cool. Yeah, absolutely the best gig I've ever played, for sure. And I'll be back there one day, I know I will. So, when you're in a situation like that, you really got to just like really, really just stop and kind of smell the roses a little bit, because it's very intense. You're getting pushed through and there's a lot happening, but you gotta like really stop and just like take it in and go like, wow, like this is freaking cool, man. This is one of the biggest festivals in North America. So, as a smaller artist, that's a big deal. And it's really kind of like a turning point in your career where it is really just about putting reps in. Eventually, like the reps, they get bigger and bigger. And we played a bunch of different festivals that summer too. And some of the smaller ones, like there was a bit less pressure. So some of them went a little bit better in terms of our actual musical performance. But Bluesfest was good. It was nerve-wracking. It was very hot, like incredibly hot, actually. I think, if I recall correctly, the generators failed during Dear Rouge's set. That just came to me right now, which was after us. So we got lucky. Anyways, it ended up working out because they had backups or whatever. But yeah, so I just wanted to tell that quick story about Ottawa Bluesfest. And if you're out there and you're young, there's a lot of really good young bands I see local here. If you're applying, just keep focusing in on your niche and on your sound. And and by the way, when I asked like why now, she said also like just the similarity of the artists we played with. That's really what was kind of like the turning point, because in previous years it just didn't work out that way, because we had very much like a heavier kind of sound, so we thematically fit with what was going on the main stage. So yeah, still pretty unbelievable experience when I think about it all these years later. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions about that. I love talking about this stuff, so drop me a like. Thanks, guys.